Should I stop the camera or not? Pointed at me. My name is Julia. I am the CEO of Latte Beauty. Our company's debt as of today is 100 million rubles.
I had serious distrust towards the brand because I didn't know what it was.
Internationally, we have goods sitting in Italy and Spain, and we need to somehow get them back.
There are no sales on the marketplaces.
The paperwork we send to the certification center just piles up in huge stacks over there.
Someone should rip the hands off of design.ru or something like that. You try hard, but you just can't break through some kind of glass ceiling.
Unfortunately, not everything gets into the recommendations. That's what really hurts me, of course.
Every day you go to bed thinking, maybe this isn't for you, maybe the problem is you, since your views are dropping.
Well, of course, it's a lot of stress when you have to talk about your feelings and emotions on camera. Not everyone can handle that.
React negatively, that's even better. They'll feed me and I'll have fun with it.
I'm not that kind of person, I just can't. I'd rather lock myself up at home and not go out for a week. I'll cry it out, and then I'll go outside and not tell anyone what happened.
October 2025, Moscow. Here begins the explosive new weekly project, Shine Through Tears. This is the story of the Russian cosmetics brand Latte Beauty, told without embellishment. Debts, the battle for a place on marketplaces and offline, a series of fateful decisions and an ongoing struggle. Here, everything is real.
My name is Julia. I'm the CEO of Latte Beauty. We make the best lip glosses in the world. As of today, the total outstanding debt of our company stands at exactly 100 million rubles. This is the situation we are facing, but we must consider our options. A month ago, we once again decided to return to the office where it all began. Of course, many people weren't too eager to go, because there's no metro nearby, you have to walk. To the metro, it's a 10 to 15 minute walk along the overpass. Some people are too lazy to walk along the overpass and cross the railroad tracks instead. But still, anyway, we came back here. Of course, things have changed a bit here. I remember when there were no stores here, nothing at all. As you can see, a cafe has already popped up here. Just yesterday they were here and today they're already gone. We have a beautiful lobby. We'll probably meet with investors here if anyone actually makes it to us. I can just show you. Here's this amazing drink. It's called vitamin tea. They have it with sea buckthorn, raspberry, black currant, with a beak and with something extra. Come here. I like the one with sea buckthorn. It's my favorite. They put lemon in it. I don't know, but in general it's really invigorating. Maybe it's tarragon. Well, anyway, it's all really tasty. Tarragon, rosemary. I don't know. It's a pity you can't. Well, in general, since I don't eat very well myself because there's not much I can eat, but tea with sea buckthorn is the only thing I can allow myself. I have a limited amount. Yeah, and how much will that cost? 95
Rubles.
Yes, we really need the change, and we also have sea buckthorn.
Have a good day.
Yes, thank you too. Hello. Yes, so this is our dedicated packing brigade, the hard-working team we have here. Right now I am going to need Nelia and Sasha. Hello everyone. Hello Sonia. What happens to the sales score? Less than usual, twice as much. Nelly, how are you setting up your advertising? Maybe advertising doesn't work on us anymore. Oh, sorry. Nothing good happened this morning. There was another drop. Sometimes it just happens like that. In the morning, I wake up and open the stats. Actually, the first thing I do is I don't even open my eyes yet, still half asleep, like in that state when everything is still closed. I open the stats and just look. Then sometimes the morning is good, that's when everything is fine. It seems like it should be good, but it's actually really bad.
Actually, I just sat down at the computer and immediately ran into trouble.
In our office, even though we've just moved in, it's still, after the previous tenants, it's all kind of I don't know, it's a shame you can't see it. The floor is a mess. We've just brought in our stuff and set up the tables. We even bought some of the tables on Avito because we needed them urgently. But we brought our plants from the old office because I can't do without plants. And of course the first thing was my favorite chair. Well, that's not quite right. My chair is over 100 years old. It once belonged to the family of the famous poet Robert Rojdestvenski. And now it's with us. And on this wonderful chair, or as you could call it, his throne. From time to time, either I sit on it or other colleagues who are holding meetings. So it's not really my personal chair, it's the duty chair of our office. We moved ourselves over the course of a week. At first, we were told that moving us would cost 500,000 rubles. In reality, we moved quite efficiently, and it cost us about 100,000 rubles. We moved over several consecutive days, just transporting things in different iterations. And by the way, I also want to give some advice. If anyone is moving, do it in parts. By the way, our competitors are always upbeat. Everything is always great for them. Whenever I look at them, For one competitor, the biggest problem at their factory is that something they recently bought isn't working well. Where are our competitors? Everything is just fine for them. They have great figures and good looks too. And their only problem is which iPhone to choose. That's it. We had problems with our debts. Of course, I wouldn't want to dwell on the sad stuff. Let's have a drink together now. I don't know, tea. What do you want? Chicory. We don't drink coffee. I'll order some replica and then we'll have a meeting. Go over in more detail who's to blame here, what to do about it, and who we're going to keep after hours today to boost sales.
Every day in the company is a new challenge. Mistakes, arguments, sleepless nights, but no one gives up here because behind every product is the belief that beauty is a true mission.
We entered the Russian market in 2022. I remember that day well, it was November 5th. I was at Reef Gauche myself. We were placed in the flagship store on Svetnoy Boulevard. After that, we were given 5 more stores in Zolotoye Yabloko. This is the most prestigious cosmetics chain in Russia. We were displayed on their main shelves. In general, everything was going very well for us. We were also expanding in Reef Gauche and we were authorized by Visage Hall as well. But overall, things were going so well that by the end of 2022, the beginning of 2023, and in fact, up until August 2023, we were just sailing smoothly. We were simply shining, sparkling, and it seemed to us that these were the happiest moments of our lives. We were well known in Italy, not just known, but there were true connoisseurs of our products. I already mentioned and talked about the Oblietti Giles. There was a series of Editor's Choice Awards from Vogue Italia. In general, we basically felt confident and thought it would always be this way. Everything we had built came to a sudden and tragic end in the year 2024, when the heavy transport vehicle carrying our entire shipment of products bound for Russia unfortunately lost control and overturned while traveling through the countryside of France. There was a major accident, but we lost much more than just the products. We lost time because simply producing a batch of goods is not a matter of a day or two. It's 6 to 9 months, especially in Italy, where nothing happens at the snap of a finger. There you need time, you need to pay the bills, you have to wait for the products get in line. And basically, what happened was completely predictable. We ended up without any product and then everything collapsed like a house of cards.
Hello, Golden Apple. I urgently need Latte Beauty, the trendy new product.
The first chain that actually deactivated us from all their stores was Golden Apple. We lost 5 stores. It was a huge blow for us. So what does that mean? We weren't represented on marketplaces, we only worked with cosmetic chains, and then suddenly we get deactivated. Please pack up your things, your stands, and leave. Then, right after that, Visage Call deactivated us too, because by that point we didn't have regular new deliveries. In beauty, it's very important to always think not in terms of products, but in terms of collections, because collections always need to be different for holidays and such. The only chain that supported us a little, but not so much by telling us how great we were or encouraging us to hang in there. No, they gave us a chance and said that we could fix the situation if we took certain actions. That was the Rive Gauche chain. And so we're still authorized in Rive Gauche, but we can't really grow or work actively there because they aren't taking our products. Now, our new collections, while the old Italian collections are already being phased out, because in retail chains we have to supply products with at least 2 to 3 years of shelf life. I understand that business is important, it's necessary, but at least one store should have been kept. You can't do it like that. You authorize a brand for 6 months, then if it runs into some difficulties, you immediately kick it out. It's just as if they're stray cats or something, I don't know. Although actually stray cats are the sweetest animals there are, and they definitely deserve help. In general, nothing that happens is a secret to you. We always discuss things there quite honestly. What's going on with our company, how many opportunities we have, how much time we have for things. I'm always completely open with you, and you're always open with me too. And thank you very much for that as well. At some point, I just decided that when your world collapses, let's say it has collapsed and you find yourself among the ruins of that world, there are 2 paths. One is to do nothing, or you can build a new universe. And you know how much that resonates with me, the name of Latte and why we make glosses, why we started making glosses at the very moment when the situation was at its most critical. And you remember what the main request was to our creative technologist? Just one. Give us more shimmer, more pearlescence, more shine. So that it shines even when the lights are off, when there isn't a single lamp, when it's just your gaze, when your eyes are burning, that's when your lips should shine, because we are building a new universe. And in general, maybe on these ruins, we'll manage to create something bright and, above all, something talented, because, well, there's just no desire to make anything that isn't talented. I want to get up and do something the world has never seen before. I don't want to make yet another 1,500th lipstick, just so you can later say, what do you do? A beauty brand. We don't just need a lipstick, we need our own shine, the very best, the most beautiful. And if that means sacrificing anything at all, well, I don't even know what. Basically, I've already sold everything I could, put together everything I could. You could ask our accountant just how far I've gone in this matter. I've gone all in. I understand it's hard to talk on camera, but we'll discuss separately what chances we have and what we can hope for. If that's the case, we can plan accordingly. Let's start with the situation in the company. Alan is our technical genius. He's responsible for neural networks, a unique prompt manager. So Alan, what's going on with us?
There was a question. Maybe we'll actually succeed? I believe we can. What's inside the company will come out. It will go public on social media. Right now, we have this problem. We do a lot of creative things, a lot of interesting things. We discuss a lot, but no one sees it.
Dennis, let's start with you as well.
The fact that things sometimes get lost is inherent to any business, so it's unavoidable. You just have to accept it and solve the problem accordingly in a timely manner.
How do you accept it? We just so that...
No, I mean accept that something like this can happen. Not accept that the product is gone and not return it. You misunderstood me.
No, but also just accept it. Nili, just the other day we lost 100 units of our most popular glitter pencils. Frencha, tell us how it happened.
Yes, we always make deliveries to the marketplace. And lately we just haven't been making deliveries to Ozom. So Dennis and I decided to make a delivery. And as it turned out, we lost 2 boxes of our goods. Of course, we immediately requested all the security camera footage. Naturally, we will fight for the truth and to get our goods back.
But the worst part is that some women who placed orders won't be able to receive our products. And for me, that's especially upsetting because you won't believe it, friends, but maybe it doesn't seem that important right now, but I personally read every single one of your reviews. So if you see someone replying in an unusual way, for example, writing something like, stay beautiful and happy, that's me writing to you. And I do reply sometimes. In fact, I reply more often than not because it's really important to engage in a dialogue with our customers. And I think that if you watch this video now and see how we work, maybe you'll perceive us differently. Sometimes you write to us saying that we send the wrong product, or for example, we make the wrong shade, or maybe you don't like something about how... Which pencil, right? Many people think that we just sit here like some kind of untouchables and try to do a bad job. No, believe me, dear friends, we really try to do things very well. Just take a look at how we work. There's nothing special about this work, nothing elite about it. We have an office, we move things ourselves, we fight for quality, we fight to make our products beautiful, so that it would be pleasant for you to receive them. Do you think we mix up the products? No, we don't mix up the products. It happens, but we are building a system that helps us, well, basically avoid such situations. We thoroughly test all our products. We test them, some of our glosses are tested for half a year just to see if they'll separate, what the scent will be like after, say, a month or after several months. You just need to understand the technology. In general, we try to make sure that our products are completely safe, aesthetically beautiful, and highly beneficial, or at the very least, they will certainly do no harm. And of course, we always think of you first, our most valued and dear customers. Constantly considering how to make sure you truly like what we offer, because if you like it, you'll come back to us. And if you come back, then we have a wonderful reason to become true friends with you. So please, never think that we want to do something bad or somehow unfairly take your hard-earned money by making you suffer in any way. No, that is simply not who we are. On the contrary, we want you, when you buy our products, to get great pleasure from them. We read everything carefully, and in the morning we come in and discuss all of it with our designers, making decisions, because most often you write that the color in the picture doesn't match. 3 months ago, I received a review saying that our designer's hands should be torn off. If I knew who wrote that review, I would have met with that person, with that girl myself. I don't know how it would have ended. Maybe then she would have changed her mind about writing something like that. But now, Sasha, you have the opportunity to answer this question, because Sasha chooses and checks every single shade, then personally tests them on herself to ensure there are no mistakes.
Yes. I'm just nervous, please excuse me.
Yes, actually, it really is very difficult. To pick the right shade, to convey not just the color, but also its texture. How it will look on each person's lips is absolutely individual. We look at it in daylight, we look at it at night with flash, without flash. And we try to convey its maximum beauty, shade, and texture, because I understand how important that is.
I'm writing to you. Reviews, good reviews, please write them. We really do our best, and we try to make sure that the shades we publish on the product cards are always accurate. But we've encountered another more significant, glaring issue.
Yes, we have a lot of them. There are returns when people pick up our product, then decide to return it, but it's not the same product at all. We're trying to fight this.
I'm blaming Ozone, it won't always be like this. Ozone, I'll get to you too. Yes, for now, since the failure has grown, I just want to... Yes, on Wildberries. Right now, they're really putting a lot of obstacles in the way because one day they feel one way, the next day it's something else. They come up with inventory indexes, organic shelf placements, and it becomes impossible to work with because today you need to bring in a lot of goods so that, for example, there's something to buy for New Year, and tomorrow they'll come up with something like, wait, you brought too much? Either pay up or take it back.
Marketplaces change almost every single day. As Dennis mentioned earlier, it's true that WB and Ozone are constantly making things worse for sellers. They're increasing logistics costs, they're raising commissions, and there are also problems with deliveries.
A note to all colleagues. You're making a mistake by not working on weekends. You should do it like Nelly does. Over the weekend, Nelly made such an excellent table, and now we can see that our competitors are selling 4 times more than we are. Better than us. Nelly, what do you think is the reason for that? But in some areas, we're actually doing better than they are. For example, which product do we currently have the best results with? We're cooler than the other competitors.
We can say that we had a hit mascara. No one wanted to buy it. Our designers created a really great funnel, so we're beating the competition.
Let me explain why people aren't buying the mascara. By the way, this is a very important and good point. Colleagues, we discussed that when we create products, we need to consider where we're actually making them. We have an amazing mascara. You all know our favorite mascara with the false lash effect. It's made in Italy. By the way, I can say for sure, if anyone from other brands wants to argue with us, if you're watching, please, we accept the challenge. Let's have a debate with you, maybe even make a friendly wager, or, I don't know, I'll publicly apologize to you if your mascara formula with a rating of, say, 4.8, 4.9, or 4.7 turns out to be better than ours. Let me explain what the issue is. Everyone in the office knows we created a mascara with the best formula, with the best ingredients, high quality, natural ones. But, for example, it doesn't work for the Russian audience. Well, that's just how it is. Maybe Italians have different eyelashes, maybe it's due to some kind of bias. But there are a lot of popular mascaras in Russia with very high ratings. And if you look at their ingredients, even if you run them through INSEE, you'll see that basically you shouldn't be using those formulas at all. I mean, you can use them, but you really shouldn't if you actually want to keep your eyelashes afterwards.
My problem is that I don't have a cameraman. So honestly, I'm telling you, it's extremely uncomfortable for me. I have to wait for someone. I sit around until 5 o'clock waiting for a girl or a guy to be free so they can film me. For example, I only get home at 11. Plus, there's the editing. That takes until 2 in the morning. And then the next day, I have to go to work again. It's really inconvenient for me. I honestly don't like it much. I have to somehow get by thanks to these memes. And that's how our Instagram ended up dropping off.
Marina, what's your problem?
The problem is that our stats are dropping now, both on Instagram and on TikTok. There are videos that are really well edited, like you put in a lot of effort, you make them, and they just don't take off. It's like they get blocked or something, like for example, only 10 views. And then you just post a video for the sake of posting, just to keep up activity, and it suddenly gets 2,000 or 3,000 views. So that's the main problem right now, and we're trying to solve it.
If only we had a space that would create something really beautiful. Well, I'm a consumer of the brand, and if I'm sitting in a beautiful apartment with a nice interior, naturally many people will also want to join me and use Tembran too.
Should I just rent my place?
No. It's about organizing it.
It's just that I don't know how to organize it. Remember, a beautiful apartment interior. No.
For example, just put a flower like this in the background, maybe a little table, and place some lighting behind it that will specifically light up the background.
Well, let's try it.
A lamp lighting the background.
Let's try to do that for the next broadcast. Sasha, you.
Well, what can I say? Yes, I have a word. It's hard for me, I admit honestly, because our concept changes every time. If our concept lasts at least a month, that's already good. But usually she doesn't even live 2 weeks. At these moments, I want, a vacation.
So, Sasha, look, this is about yesterday's conversation with Sergey, who's no longer here. We're just working live. If we get any feedback from Dutiture, we can't just ignore it. It's a questionable idea to think that you're so big and the world is so small. I always start from the idea that I am small and the world is so big. I like the idea more that you should listen to the world, that you should tune into it, be sensitive and open. That requires a lot of self-giving. It requires, an open approach, yes? When you don't impose your point of view on the world, but simply immerse yourself in it and catch what's there. If at that moment you see something interesting, something beautiful, how can you not be drawn to it? How can you not bring it into your own? Some kind of product. That is exactly why I truly believe that the quiet evening is a wonderful and productive time to learn something brand new. And morning is an amazing moment to bring it to life, and you shouldn't put it off.
There are problems everywhere.
And Golden Apple.
Don't even get me started on...
Rhythms UI. It says Rivgoshi, why aren't you answering?
No, I talked to him about it. I believe it's my duty to talk to them. I'm a logistics specialist. I handle the transportation of goods.
None of us have anyone to talk to.
We do. The last time I spoke with Revgosh, she asked me, do you have a finance department? I said, well, we're not a big enough company yet to have a separate finance department to handle that. Anything like that. Actually, not a finance department, but a marketing department. She said, well, you do have a salesperson, right? I said, of course, there he is, sitting right there. So I think that's who should do it. It's just that I don't know how to talk to people I call, and they act like I owe them something. Well, actually, no, the thing is we do owe them.
We don't owe them.
I was told that we do.
That's terrible. And when did you find that out?
Well, it was probably about a week ago, I think.
That's terrible.
I thought you knew, but no, it's completely missing there.
Basically, we've owed them money for a long time already.
I knew about the removal, but I didn't know there was still money involved. That's bad. Why did you keep quiet? As soon as you found out, you should have said something right away.
I thought you knew.
I believe that employees shouldn't have to worry about the manager's problems, whether they're financial or anything else. There should be a clear separation between the manager's responsibilities, their own financial issues, dealings with accountants, and other departments. Employees have their own operational concerns, what work they do, what results they achieve. But I think there's a lack of communication. It was obvious right away from what Dennis said. I thought you knew. He shouldn't be guessing whether she knows or not. He should know for sure whether she knows or doesn't know. That's it. I mean, he's relying on whether Neil told someone or not. That shouldn't happen. No matter what anyone says about everything being open and fine, it's a lie. The truth is, employees don't want to say anything bad to their employer so as not to worsen their own situation.
Well, if you became the CEO of the company, where would you start? So, if you're so smart, talking about dictatorship, using such clever words.
If I had something worthwhile to say, if I could have made a positive impact, I would already be in that position. If I haven't done it yet, why am I still working here? Maybe I just wasn't able to achieve something greater. That's the whole truth.
See how hard I have to work, right? The hardest thing is working with intellectual people. Because they always have their own opinion. You can't just impose some decision on them. You can't just give them an order. In other words, the higher the intellectual level of an employee, the harder it is to manage them. They're unmanageable. You can only come to an agreement with them. We have a very small team right now, and we simply can't afford it at the moment. The beginning of expansion. So all of us who are here, we can be satisfied with each other or dissatisfied, but the truth is, we only have each other. So right now, all of us, well, I'm joking of course, but in fact, everyone is responsible for everything.
These are the everyday realities, where the CEO, Yulia, checks the accounts at night, and the accounting department tries to keep up with their endless flow. Daily stand-up meetings, new problems, and a steadfast belief in success. That's what makes up each day for this team. Their work doesn't stop for a single second.
Yes, hello. Well, of course, I don't always sit in this spot. I have both a desk and a nice chair. In general, everything looks very nice, just as it should for a director. I don't want to bother anyone right now or distract the team. I was just about to call the accountant to find out what's going on with our finances. Because as you can see for yourself, today we're actually at minus 85,000 rubles in sales. That's just for today, and last week it was minus 64. So here I am, sitting and unable to figure out what happened. I've noticed that I feel bad because I can't even cry. I mean, I would actually like to cry, maybe it would make me feel better, but I just can't cry because I'm all tense and focused. And it seems to me that if I start crying now, I'll feel even worse. And if I feel worse, how am I supposed to pull myself together? And it's unlikely that anyone will bother with me, and it's unlikely that anyone will say, "Come on, Yulia, don't cry, pull yourself together." Honestly, I feel like there's a better chance someone will use that phrase, kick someone when they're down. I'm actually afraid of seeming weak, because I feel like if you show weakness, no one will feel sorry for you. Instead, they'll hurt you even more and make things worse. That's why I don't want to cry. I'd rather just talk about what's going on with us right now.
What I want right now is just to tell you what's going on with us, and if it doesn't seem that dramatic to you, because I get it, for example, when you're short 10,000 rubles, it feels dramatic, but if you're short 100 million, it somehow feels very abstract. So imagine that you've lost 100,000 rubles. Would you feel sad about that? You would. That's about how I feel, but 100 times sadder. What payments do we have planned, and how much are we short at this stage?
Again, 900, 614. That was a big amount. I put 1,080 in there.
80,000 rubles, right?
80,000, although it's actually 434,000.
And how much do we owe? 434.
434? There are other amounts too. Someone says it's 1 million, but it's actually 33,000. So I've paid a total of 120.
So it turns out we owe 1 million, but we're paying 120, right?
Yes, 2.5 million, I didn't pay 100,000. And there's another bill for the Galaxy 0509 batch. That's 169,125.
Got it.
We'll pay for that one. This time I even decided on a little more, like 180. Yeah, it's a little bit, but still, I guess, and 180 and 150, so...
Yeah. All right, Nadezhda, thank you very much. Hang in there then. I'm hanging in there.
I'm hanging in there, I'm managing everything. Yes?
All right, thank you.
No.
Bye, friend. All right, thank you so much. Well, all right then, take care.
Thank you.
Take care, yeah. Bye. Yes, Dennis, hi.
Yes, I wanted to share some good news with you.
I have some good news.
Good, yes,
So you definitely came into the right office this time.
definitely.
Go ahead, dear.
An expense will be a bit smaller. It's about logistics. Well, I wanted to tell the warehouse about LP Trans.
Go.
That we're leaving there for good.
Yeah, that's it. So where are you taking the stuff then?
Well, we're bringing everything here. Except for what's not needed. I'll find a storage for what's not needed.
Well, there you go, friends. You see, there can't be good news without some bad news. So this week we'll be minimizing and downsizing everything again. Today you saw everything that's going on in our office. That's just how it is. Whether the camera is on or not, that's who we are. I'm deliberately not dramatizing the situation. I try in front of the team to give the impression that things are easy and solvable, that the problems can be handled. But if we're left alone here in an empty office, I can say that the situation is quite critical, and it's entirely possible that we might have to shut down. At the moment, our debt was 100 million. In the evening, as you saw for yourselves, it turned out that we owe another 1 million to a cosmetics retail chain. You heard that we also owe 5,900,000 to our suppliers in Russia. So in total, as of this evening, it amounts to 106,900,000 rubles.
The workday ends at Latte Beauty. The team has left, leaving Yulia alone with her main adversary. It feels as if the very air is weighed down by the burden of this debt. She looks around at the empty workstations. Each chair represents someone's fate, someone's faith in her. All that's left is hope.
Nadezhda, I see there was a loan application, and it seems they're saying again that some documents are missing. What do you think? If we send the documents, will we actually get it, or will they reject us again? All right, okay. Nadezhda, maybe you could tell me something a bit more encouraging. Or is it all just kind of bleak when it comes to money?